What's up, everybody? Reba Reeves back at it again with another weightlifting and storytime session. So I'm going to take you back 99 years. Now you're probably thinking, Reba, 99 years? That was a long time ago. A lot has changed. A lot has happened since then. Yes, a lot has happened, but has a lot really changed? All right, so let's talk about some things that have happened in the last 100 years, just to put a little perspective on it. So, women got the right to vote, that's one thing. We went through the Holocaust. We had the Great Depression, the Berlin Wall, 9/11, and so many more events in between. Now, I'm not saying all this to depress you, but I'm saying this to remind you what we've gone through and what we continue to go through. All right, so in 1921, in a small town called Greenwood, which is in Oklahoma, it's a suburb of Tulsa, there was a community. Now, this community was thriving. It had movie theaters, pharmacy, banks, doctor's offices. This was a thriving Black community at this time. Sadly, this all changed when Dick Rowland entered the Drexel building and assaulted Sarah Page. Now, Dick Rowland was an African-American male. He didn't actually work in the Drexel building, but he had permission to enter the Drexel building when he needed to do so. Sarah Page was an elevator operator. She worked in the Drexel building. Now, Dick had entered the Drexel building multiple times on different occasions, and he had interacted with Sarah Page on multiple times, different occasions. However, on this day in 1921, Miss Page fled the elevator saying that Mr. Rowland had assaulted her. Now, it was later accounted for that Miss Page did not file charges against Mr. Rowland. However, rumors spreading as quick as they do in this time and in this community, it was labeled as a rape rather than an assault, and the community was enraged. With these rumors spreading that a Black man assaulted a white woman, it got the white community enraged and in mobs, and they sat down to the courthouse and demanded that Dick Rowland be lynched. Now, the Black community got up and went down to the courthouse to ensure that Dick Rowland did not get an unjust sentencing. Ultimately, there was an altercation where a Black man shot a white man and all hell broke loose. Now, the Black men that showed up to the courthouse to support Dick Rowland were severely outnumbered by the white mobs. They retreated. They went back to their home where they thought it would be safe, Greenwood. They set up barriers in hopes that it would keep out the white mobs. However, this resulted in the burning of 35 blocks of Black Wall Street. Homes, buildings, businesses, all burned to the ground. Ultimately, those who were able to flee got away, but they did return. But there was nothing to return to. Black Wall Street was burned to the ground. Now, this was labeled as a riot. Not a hate crime, not murder, not terrorism. It was labeled as a riot because there are statute of limitations on a riot. Due to this, every single last insurance claim put in by business owners, property managers was all denied. Now, back then, that's around $2.7 million, but in today's currency, that's close to $39 million. That's $39 million. $39 million that they worked hard for every single day to just be gone in the instance of a day. They didn't receive not only any money, but they didn't receive any justice for this at all. This has been forgotten, and it shouldn't. Events like this should not be forgotten, because you know what? There are so many similar instances like this in our history that we can't forget it. So I'm asking you today, after Storytime and Weightlifting, to do some research, to look up events like Black Wall Street, Rosewood, because history cannot repeat itself. Although, if you look around what's happening today, it definitely is. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm out.